Hello, good morning class. This is online class of class 6 and today I am going to teach a tale of two birds. So in the story there is a two birds that was newly born, in the forest, and they had a nest in a tall shady tree, and their mother bird took care of her once day and night. So there was a two birds born on a tall tree and her mother used to take care. But one day what happened is that there was a big storm. There was thunder, lightning, rain, and there was heavy winds blowing. And the tall tree in which the birds lived also came down. So what happened, due to storm and thunder, the tree fell down. And what happened is that uh, uh, so what happened, due to falling of the tree, a heavy branch was hit the nest and killed the bird. So unfortunately what happened is that due to heavy rain, thunder, lightning, the the birds which which was having the nest in the tree, that tree itself fell down, and what happened, killing the mother bird. And only two babies were left. So what happened was that the strong wind blew them away to the other side of the forest. So it was fortunate, the two small babies were fortunate enough to be, what happened, blew away to the other side of the forest. Though the storm, lightning and thundering had killed the mother bird. And what happened, and the nest was also destroyed by the branch. Because the branch had hit their nest. But what happened is that luckily the two small birds, they were blew away to the other side. And what happened, one was dropped at the cave, by the winds, and other was the cave where the gangs of robbers lived. So one bird was dropped at the cave, where robbers lived, and other was landed on the ashram, in the rishis ashram, in a distance away. As you can see in the picture itself, there is thundering, lightning, rain, and the winds are blowing. So further we come to know here is that days passed and the baby birds became big birds. Now as the day passed, the baby birds now grew up, and it became adult birds. So once what happened is that the king of the country was going for a hunt, in the forest. And what happened is that when the king saw a deer, so he rode it after it. So basically in olden times the kings used to go hunting in the forest to hunt deer or tiger or anything. And what happened, the king had saw a deer. The king saw a deer, and deer means hiran, in Hindi. So he rode after the deer. So he was deeply following the deer. So without knowing, he just went deep inside the forest, and soon the king lost his way back. Means he lost his path, or the road which he was traveling. He lost from where to come back to the. So once he rode for a long time, he came to other side of the forest. Very tired by now, he got off his horse and sat down under the tree that stood near a cave. So what happened is that he was following the deer so passionately that he forgot the way. And he lost track of his path, and now he was deep inside other side of the forest. And he was tired and exhausted. And he got off his horse, and he went and sat under a tree. And he sat, and afterwards he stood near a cave, okay, and suddenly he heard a voice. A voice of what? Quick, hurry up, there's someone under the tree. Come and take his jewels and his horse. So he heard a voice saying that to rob because he has a jewel and his horse. So what happened? The king was quite astonished, okay, because the king itself himself was wearing jewelry and someone was instructing to rob the king, okay, and the king was quite amazed. So he looked here and there, okay, and he saw a brown bird on the tree. So he saw a bird who was talking like a person and instructing to rob that person, okay. He also heard faint noises issuing from caves. So now he saw that his life was in danger, as the bird was announcing loudly to rob, as he had jewels. Okay, so what happened? The king rode back fast. Okay, in his horse. So further we come to the story. Soon he came to a clearing which looked like an ashram. So the king felt unsafe there. So he rode back on his horse to be far away from that bird, okay, and from that cave, because he heard noises from coming from the cave after the bird instructed to come quickly and to take his jewels and his horse. So the king felt unsafe in that place, so he rode back again, okay, and he went to the ashram, another rishi's ashram, okay. The king tied his horse to a tree and sat down in his shade. So as the king felt so unsafe near the cave, he rode and rode his horse, and what happened? He came to the rishi's ashram, okay, and now he tied his horse there, and he took some time for relaxation, to relax, okay, in a shade. And he heard a gentle voice announce, "Welcome to the ashram, sir. Please go inside and rest. The rishi will be back soon." So again the king heard the voice in the ashram. And what was that? And the voice said, what the voice said? The voice welcomed the king in the ashram and told him to take a rest, and also instructed or told him to have some cold water and in the pot, and told, please make yourself comfortable. So now the king looked, okay, the king looked, he was amazed. It was the same brown bird, okay, and he was amazed, and he said that this one looks like the other bird outside the cave, he said loudly. So he was astonished to see the same bird, okay, which was outside the cave and this in the ashram. So what happened is that now you are right, sir, answered the bird. He is my brother, but he had made friends with robbers. So the brown bird in the rishi's ashram is telling that the bird is talking to the king and telling, you are right, sir, you are right. The bird you saw in the cave, the brown bird you saw in the cave, is my brother, but he's friends with robbers. So now he talks the language of the robbers, and he doesn't talk to me anymore. Just then the rishi entered the ashram. So the brown bird in the rishi's ashram is telling that the cave bird was actually the brother. Okay, it was his brother. But as the birds made friends with the robber, so that brown bird was talking the language of the robbers. Okay, and he was not talking with his own brother. Okay. So now the rishi comes. Okay. Welcome, sir, he said to the king. Please come inside and make yourself at home. You look tired. Rest for a while, then you can share my food. Okay, now what happens that the rishi welcomed the king, and okay, The king told Rishi the story of two birds. Now the king is so fascinated that there is two birds. One behave like a robber, okay, threatening the king and stealing his jewelry and horse. And other bird, which is in Rishi's house, as you can see in the picture, behaves like a gentle person, like welcoming the king and giving him water to be comfortable. The king Now the king is fascinated by the story and is telling to Rishi, okay, uh, mm, and telling that they look so alike, but their behavior is so different. uh, Now the holy man smiled. The holy man is the Rishi, okay, the Rishi Muni smiled. After all, one is known by the company one keeps. So like what kind of friends we choose is what kind of person we are, okay, that is said in this story. The birds has always heard the talk of robbers. He imitates them and talks about robbing people. The one has repeated what he has always heard. He welcomes people to ashram. Now come inside and rest. I will tell you more about this place and these birds. So here the rishi is telling that the bird which had fell on the robber's side on the cave, he has the bird that fell on robber's side. That bird only learned about the robber's language, okay, and he had picked up that kind of a language or that kind of a behavior. And the bird which fell on Rishi's side, it picked up this kind of a language. So the moral of the story is that the it is how you are nurtured or what kind of environment you are in, that makes you a person, okay. So see the person mm, though two identical birds, twin birds, they are from the same mother, but look at their behavior. One has become a robber and one had become a gentleman, okay, a gentle bird. So this is the moral of the story, okay, how you are, what is the environment, and you are how you are nurtured, means how you are looked after, or so that makes you a person, okay. This is the story, and question answer will be in another video.